In the last years of the Roman Republic, amidst intrigue, ambition, and the obsession of great leaders with legacy and power, one mystery stood at the intersection of politics and scandal. Was Caesarion, the fabled son of Cleopatra, truly the biological child of Julius Caesar? The idea that their union produced a son whose blood united East and West, Egypt and Rome, has fascinated scholars and captured the popular imagination for centuries. But was Caesarion really Caesar's son, or was he a pawn in Cleopatra's ambitious game, an invention woven for political strength? Let us first consider the circumstances of his birth. Cleopatra met Julius Caesar in 48 BCE during the turmoil of the Alexandrian War. Ancient accounts, including Plutarch and Suetonius, recount that Cleopatra entered Caesar's presence dramatically, famously smuggled to him inside a rug. Their political and romantic alliance soon blossomed. 9 months later, the queen announced the birth of a son, whom she named Ptolemy Caesar, an unmistakable nod to her Roman lover. Cleopatra asserted from the first that Caesar was the boy's father. In the royal court of Alexandria, statues were erected depicting Caesarion alongside the queen. Cleopatra paraded her son publicly as the child of the great Roman, and he shared the name Caesar, lending legitimacy to Rome's presence in Egypt. But what did Caesar himself say? Here, the record becomes murkier. Suetonius, writing centuries later, claims that Caesar allowed the boy to bear his name, but admitted no one's claim to be his child except Octavian, the man who would become Augustus. Yet other sources, like Plutarch, note that Cleopatra visited Caesar in Rome with Caesarion at her side. The people of Rome gossiped about the child's parentage, so much so that Caesar's own supporters felt nervous about the power Cleopatra might attempt to wield through her son. What of Caesar's will? In 44 BCE, on the Senate floor, Julius Caesar's sudden assassination set events in motion that would change the world. In his will, Caesar recognized only his great-nephew Gaius Octavian as his son and heir. There was no mention of Caesarion. Supporters of the true son theory claim this omission reveals the political pressures Caesar faced. To acknowledge a son with an Eastern queen could damage his standing or provoke rivals. The Roman world looked with suspicion upon foreign entanglements, and Caesar may have judged it too risky to declare Caesarion his heir. The opposing view insists that Caesar did not believe Caesarion was his son, or regarded him as illegitimate for political or personal reasons. Some argued that the boy's features or timing raised doubts. Others pointed to Cleopatra's reputation for shrewdness. Perhaps she claimed Caesar's paternity for her own advantage. After Caesar's death, the stakes only intensified. Cleopatra returned to Egypt and elevated Caesarion as her co-ruler, styling him King of Kings and Theos Philopator Philometor Caesar. When Mark Antony, Caesar's former ally and later Cleopatra's lover, ruled the East, he accepted Cleopatra's claims and declared Caesarion the legitimate son of Caesar. In Rome, Octavian disagreed fiercely. During his deadly propaganda war against Antony and Cleopatra, Octavian denounced Caesarion as illegitimate and berated Antony for giving away Roman lands to a bastard child. As Octavian's forces invaded Egypt in 30 BCE, Cleopatra's world crumbled. She sent Caesarion toward the Red Sea, hoping to save him. Octavian captured the boy, and at age 17, Caesarion was killed. His death underlined how dangerous even the suggestion of Caesar's true heir could be to those who held power in Rome. Today, historians search for certainty, but the evidence remains tantalizingly unresolved. No DNA analysis can be performed. The mists of time have swallowed any physical remains. The few coins and inscriptions which survive proclaim Caesarion son of Caesar, but these are political statements as much as personal truths. Ancient authors were themselves shaped by the rivalries and hatreds of their age. Modern scholars largely agree on 2 points. First, that Cleopatra steadfastly presented Caesarion as Caesar's child, using his alleged Roman paternity for dynastic legitimacy in Egypt and political leverage with Rome. Second, that Julius Caesar never formally acknowledged Caesarion as his son, at least in the legal and social ways that mattered in Rome. What remains is uncertainty. Was Caesarion truly Caesar's son? We cannot know beyond all doubt. In the tumultuous world of the dying republic, claims of parentage were weapons. Loyalties could shift like desert sands, and dynasties rose and fell on the slender thread of blood and rumor. In the end, the story of Caesarion is less about genetics than about glory, ambition, and the struggle for power that defined an era. Whether he was truly the son of Caesar or not, his short, tragic life was shaped and ended by the dangerous weight of those claims. The name Caesarion remains, echoing down the centuries, a symbol of history's most intriguing uncertainties.